My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba e de ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabe to me aka ntem no watie afa so sure say obe like it na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen abetimi e de wadwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV de eye nsem a ekoso wo Ghana yam politics mu ne de ba na saka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko video.
The $40 million worth of all these commodities for all these ailments have been at the port for 11 months. Why so?
Look, so let me say that the Global Fund has been a very supportive partner, to Ghana. And as you read, committing over $1 billion to our healthcare needs and system. To be honest with you, in as much as legislation and protocols and other things are being mentioned as the cause for this delay, I believe strongly that this could have been avoided. Doc, this could have been avoided if the sector heads and schedule officers in the different ministries, I'm talking about finance, health, and whichever other agencies are connected, were beyond what is on paper, talking to each other frequently and consistently on this matter. This should have been resolved a long time ago. So, although I've not been sworn in, I just asked a week ago, I think, yes, a week or two ago, I spoke to the chief director. I'm like, what is this about? Because they came to see me. The
12-member delegation.
Yeah, in fact, not the whole 12-member, but the leader, the country coordinating mechanism. In fact, a rep of the Global Fund came to see me. And I told them, these are things matters that should be resolved quickly. So, it was subsequent to my engagement with the Global Fund rep that I put forward these questions. Before I even came there, these things were things I had heard about. So the chief director told me that they had written to finance, for finance to try and take a look at the tax waivers and all that. Apparently, they worked on it speedily. Yesterday, I happened to be at finance to see Honorable Amin Anta. And whilst there, my aide sent me a post by one of the media houses that this containers issue is still brewing. So I asked Chief Director, the last I want to ask you, said this thing was going to be resolved. Luckily, because we're in finance, they brought their schedule officer in charge. And they said, they've had a meeting with the acting Commissioner General and that everything has been more or less resolved. And that is statement. And I said, whatever you are doing, nobody in Ghana knows about it. Current modern governance has to do with timely release of information. Whatever you do is not for you. So, Doc, it's actually following our engagements yesterday that made the GRA release the information that is captured in graphic as well as other electronic media. Bottom line, a lot of efficiency must be brought to bear when it comes to the processes that lead to clearance of these goods. They don't need to write to Parliament. Now that it's been resolved. And look, it's been resolved even at the executive level. Talk about heads of agencies and all that. It is usually when the executive level fails to act in terms of, I'm talking about agency heads or ministers, that you can escalate to Parliament. Apparently, the excuse was that if Parliament passed a levy and they've not granted a waiver, it's supposed to be enforced. But what have we done now? What we've done now is to use administrative I will not say discretion, but administrative authority to set the levy aside and let the goods pass. It also means that we could have done this some months ago.
But the Global Fund, you know, where I get a bit worried is this part, that beyond all of this, you know, and beyond all of this, we're told that
the threat to suspend
in March 2024, a 12-member delegation from the Global Fund paid a working visit to the country to follow up on the locked-up commodities.
Yeah.
In spite of all their efforts, they did not make any headway. The commodities still remain uncleared at the ports. And they've indicated that Ghana risks losing all the Global Fund.
Yeah, Doc.
Yes.
I mean, when it comes to these partners, they watch your posture. I mean, we deal with institutions, not personalities.
Yes.
But they also watch the posture and the attitude of those running ministry or the.
Yes.
I think, looking at what has happened, I don't see some high level of energies when it comes to the collaboration. Not if not the.
Now, this is obviously gives you $40 million worth of consumables and medications for critical things that you require. I was listening to the stats on how many people die as a result of TB per day and all that, you know. And you have these things at the ports. They add $400,000 to you. You say that duties have gone up, so it's now $3.6 million. So they should come and top up $3.2 million. Otherwise, the thing should be at the port and perish. And you have a deficit all across your hospitals. You don't have these medications. Even if you had to pay yourself, it's your revenue. Even if you had to take 3.2 million to go and pay the duties, to clear the $40 million worth of.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look,
if you were part of the Global Fund, is this a country that you even think about?
No, so I mean, the point I'm making is that these are matters that shouldn't have even gotten to this level. And all I can buy anyway, you know. So going forward, I think the relationship is going to be stronger. These matters would be a thing of the past. The commitment levels must be high. And, you know, I was at Ministry of Finance myself on some issues. Hardly would a finance minister see a colleague sector minister coming to deal on such matters and ignore or be lukewarm. I suspect, like I said, I'm being careful with words. I don't want to seem like I'm indicting anybody, but the level of energy and spirited collaboration, intersectorial. I mean,
Hey, are you a sector minister?
oh, running one solutions. So, then I designate Kawanyefe.
Yes, I agree.
Because, Randy, all this one inside going to go in. You have few arguments. Because solution back.
Unfortunately, yours cannot be backdated. So, because yours is subject to parliamentary approval. So if you go and sign anything,
yes,
they cannot give you a Mishadai letter.
Even if you become a minister, allow the chief directors to sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good advice. This is one of the very
Now,
good advice.
okay.
So, Doc, I think the point I'm making is that a solution has been carved.
Will people be held responsible?
Oh, Doc.
So let's say there's a medication that has an expiry date of maybe 2 years, and by the time it's cleared and distributed, maybe another 12, 13 months are gone.
But Doc, I don't want to go into the details. Might seem like I'm either indicting someone or exculpating.
Yeah, but will somebody be held responsible?
No, my point is that even on the surface, the technical person.
You know why I ask this? Before any shipment is made to Ghana, Ghana will be aware.
Yeah.
When the shipment even takes place, we'll be aware. Because all the bill of lading and all those things. So we'll even be aware. We'll know when the goods will arrive at the port and all that. If there is anything to be done, already there's a framework agreement existing.